Hello, everybody. Hello, Sotiris. How are you?
Γεια σας from Crete.
How do you
Καλά
say it?
είμαι.
How do you
I'm
say it?
well.
How do you
You.
say it in Greek?
Γεια σας.
Yeses.
Γεια σας.
Yeses. Yeses.
Which means to your health. Means to your health.
Oh, that's a very nice hello to you here. It's like
Yeah.
I see you to your health. I like it.
Yeah.
So let me tell by saying that through the whole tour, I'm just going to go directly there because something very interesting. From Tenerife, Mallorca, Sardinia, and Sicily, the person who say yes to be the co-creators, organizers, we have met already long time ago in this lifetime. But Sotiris, we just have our meeting again through this dUr-Rna project in Crete and now Cyprus. And I send a very good vibe to our common friend Marco, who was the one who recommended me Sotiris. And the first time we call, I just got shivers and it's like, oh, this is going to be fantastic.
Well, we have met in other lives actually. It's not
Yes,
nothing is
it
by
is
coincidence.
exactly. In this lifetime, the first time we met.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
and the first time I talked with him, he said, this is my organizing this in Crete, these kinds of activation in this time. It's my purpose. That's why I'm here. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be fantastic.
Yes, indeed. It's going to be fantastic. And the land of Crete is very powerful and is a big call to many souls that come here this period of time. And probably there is a call for anybody who is going to come with us in September. We can say more things about it later.
Yes. And because something I love about how I develop Crete is this concept of having a retreat, but like in the ancient times. So it means we're not just going to be in a room, in a closed room, and they go out. No, what we're going to do, the retreat is going to be in the whole island. It's going to be in Crete. And the whole transmissions, all the activations are being done in those magical places, like in ancient times, like philosophers were sharing their wisdom. We're going to do the same thing and allow Mother Earth to bring that to us. But there's something very, very special about Crete. And it's very interesting, all the synchronicity that took me also to Crete. Because at the end, I don't know if I told you this story, Sotiris. At the end of the tour, in the 7th activation in the tour America, in Joshua Tree, I go to a store, an organic store, and they're selling one bottle of honey from Chania, Crete. And it's like, what are the odds that in this remote place, exactly on the 7th, and I knew this is a preparation for the tour in the Mediterranean. This is a preparation to bring this into Crete, to do these activations. This is a preparation with the consciousness of the bees that for me are one of the purest energy consciousness, vibrating the consciousness of the feminine principle. And then I start talking to you, and there are all these symbols with uh, with the bee, and the bee for me brings the frequency of Timalu, and Timalu in the language of consciousness is cosmic universal love, the gravitation force of the universe and multiverse, and that um, elixir that helps maintain everything in cosmic order. And then they give me the points uh, where we should activate. And in the moment that I do the lines, Sotiri says, "Ah, this is the dance of the bees from Crete."
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's
Well,
been
the
creating with you.
yes, there is a we co-create together and we co-create with the universe at the same time,
Absolutely.
and we can co-create all together when we meet, and the energies are very intense this period of time, and we are guided, and everything that happens there is a reason for this. You just need to observe the signs, nothing else, and be with the flow. And the bee
Be be
dance with the
be
flow.
so.
The bee with the flow, yeah. The bee is with the flow, is dancing with the flow.
Yes. Yes. And this is what we are doing here. Is the place where we're doing the longest in terms of activations. It's like there's 5 days, and we're going to create this gravitational force within ourselves to help us to keep ascending and reawake so much of the wisdom that is there already, and to express our androgynous self from the center of the creator. And I think it's going to be fantastic.
The androgynous self, the map you showed before, actually, it includes both aspects of Crete, which is the androgynous self, which is the union.
Mhm.
The west side is the female part of Crete, and the central side, the east side, is the male part of Crete, which is
Mm.
symbolized with Taurus, and the bee symbolized with the bee. The female is symbolized with the bee. So we have a union here of the two aspects of masculine and feminine energy, because this is what we are called to do. We are called to do the holy wedding, which will happen
Yes, I love
inside
that. The
us.
holy wedding inside. Oh. Mm.
Ο ιερός γάμος, we say in Greece. Ιερός γάμος.
Yeros Camus. I like it. And the um the beauty is the way we're going to do it, I feel, because I remember the first time I got information is like in Crete it has to be a retreat. And I was like, how are we going to do the retreat if we're moving? Like, and it's just because we need to release all the concepts, and the retreat is happening within ourselves. And as you just said, so we're going to have those kind of weddings where we're celebrating the merging of ourselves within ourselves, and we're going to celebrate in each of these points through the days that we're going to be activating. We are going to celebrate that wedding. It's going to be a celebration, and it's an inner retreat in nature. We're going to be going so within ourselves. And I feel, oh, now I see there's a lot of dragons coming into the room, and I see the dragon energy extremely strong coming. And it's like we're going to merge into that androgynous being, and having that wedding within ourselves in nature with ancestral wisdom and new information. So that's going to be also another merging, another wedding that's happening. So we're going to have, I don't know how you celebrate wedding in Crete, but in Mexico or in Latin America, they're huge. So,
I was in a wedding this summer. It was about 1,500 people. Somebody is being married. They call the whole village. So they have been weddings with 3,000 people. All the village, all the area is coming to the wedding,
so this
and
time
it's a
we're
big
inviting
celebration.
we're inviting beings from inner earth, beings from all Gaia, beings from the intra-oceanic, interdimensional, beings from the galaxy, the universe, and multiverse. All of this are going to be in our wedding celebration through this 5 days in Crete. I like it.
Fantastic. Would be a fantastic experience.
Yes, yes. No, the more
Uh,
I see, and then again, it's a big dragon, just like uh, coming in
and
and saying
yes,
hello.
we have a location where we go to the dragons location. There are many dragons here and giants as well. Personally, I have visited this place. These and there are even more locations, but we're going to visit some of the locations. So we treat ourselves again. We retreat again,
Oh, that I like it
connecting with the
too.
dragons.
We retreat. We're gonna treat ourselves so much. Oh, I like it. It and
Yes.
it. I I I feel it's also a way of doing an inner retreat and in movement. Sometimes, n- sometimes we need like just not to move, to go inside. But in this case, what we want is to create that same spiral that we just saw in the map, right? We want that create within ourselves, and we want to create that within every single cell in us. So we want that to be to go and really, really going through us. So this is a movement that's also a movement within ourselves, and the retreat is going to help us to keep moving all around and enjoying the beauty of the island and the very deep roots with the consciousness of the bees and the honey.
Yes, and yeah, it is. We're gonna do also the dance of the bees and connect with this information because this dance is an ecstatic dance. The ancient Greek Hellenic culture is very connected with ecstasy because
Hmm.
when we are in ecstasy, we are in this very, especially today, we don't, as a human beings, we don't match very often into ecstasy. There are some parts, of course, but in the past, this dance of the bees, it's an ecstatic dance. So
Hmm.
when we are in this ecstatic dance, we join the two brains together. We do this holy wedding, holy union,
Hmm.
and we connect with our inner self, and this is the sacred thing, the ecstasy, which is eros actually. This is the
Wonderful.
dance of the bee.
And it has to do again with movements, right? It has to do of creating spirals again. So it's like how we create that spirals. And for my vision is how we start being multidimensional and start playing with the gravitational force. So which is also has to do with the bees, how they can move, how they can. It has to do with dragons. I feel there's a lot of restructuring within ourselves that's going to be happening there. And I just There is a friend of mine sent me the other day a lot of things about the bees. Do you know the bees are this? I say yes, yes, yes. But then he sent me the pictures of the coins. So here on the right we have one of them, but there are other ones of that coin, which is in the which it's part of the culture in Crete, and the bee, it's there as part of it. And I'm like,
Yes, and in Crete
oof,
and in many other areas in Greece, there was a special bee here in the past. Now it's not anymore because the European bee went all over. But this connection is already connected from the Minoan times. There are special documentaries and also artifacts that you can find in the archaeological museum where you can see how the people were connecting with the bee, except from the jewelry, which was very important in the Minoan sanctuaries. But also you can find artifacts, and until the recent years, maybe 50 years ago, the people were getting the honey from the bees with the same exactly way they were getting in their ancestors. So the connection
it's
is not
amazing.
lost today. It's still very fresh in the minds of the modern people.
That's beautiful, because a lot of the even for me, I had to change this pattern of the bees are something bad, that it's gonna sting me and it's gonna hurt, and they're bad. And I feel it's time for them to be part in our lives from that sacredness, and knowing that there's a place like in Crete where that hasn't been lost. It's going to help us to recuperate that through the world, and allowing then the consciousness and the beauty and the wisdom and the sacredness of the bees to come back in our world. Because for me, the bees are completely cosmic, and they are so co-creative, and they bring us so much joy through the honey, and so much transformation. We have Marga looking forward to September. Yes, we are. This is gonna be
Hello,
fantastic.
Marga.
Yes, she's
And
in. Yes.
hello, Miquel Moreno.
Hi. See. There's something that I also love about Sotiris, is because he knows a lot about the Minoan culture. So something that you want to share with us, that you feel that's part of what we're going to do, and how it's uh, it's going to enhance the purpose of this dUr-Rna activation and the Pollination Tour, which you can see it's a bee also as the logo.
Yes, the Minoan culture actually is the first civilization in Europe. So the Minoans, I consider the Minoans not my ancestors, but it's the ancestors of the whole European culture, because everything started from the Minoans. Before the Minoans, maybe there were also connections in Egypt or Babylon, etc. But in Europe, it is the first place that the culture started. And also with Santorini, you may have heard of Santorini. It was the same period of time. The Minoans were very connected with nature. It was a very peaceful people, and they were very connected with nature. That's why they were connected with the bee. It is said that they had no walls on their cities, so there were no wars. They were very
Wow.
peaceful. They were very connected within, and although it's mysterious, they didn't leave a lot of writings, because there was not a scripture back then. It was the linear B and the linear A. They have left us some artifacts and some amazing structures which is connected with the myths, and we can understand through this because the last years I explore a lot the Minoan culture, their connection with Mother Earth, and how this is what we need as a humanity today to reconnect again with our roots. It's very important to connect with our roots, which is this kind of civilization, the nature of Crete, which is very powerful, because this will awaken our own nature. And the Minoans had some very interesting ceremonies. We'll try to revive some of these ceremonies. We're going to visit some amazing places where it is said it was the labyrinth, and probably everybody knows the labyrinth. And it's very interesting that you come here in Crete to celebrate humanity again, and
Yes.
our connection with our nature and the nature.
And we have also what the integration actually through the dUr-Rna tour of the Mediterranean is a lot of the activations are happening in caves. And for me, in the caves, first of all, there's a lot of the dragon wisdom. And secondly, there are in many of them, there are portals into the inner earth, into the dimensionality of Gaia. So I feel that's going to activate with us, and those places were used also in the beginning of civilization, as you said, and because of that connection with Mother Earth in all its facets, not just the visual, also the energetically and the interdimensional, and it's time to bring it back.
Yes, Crete is a very interesting place to be. It is said that in Crete you can find all landscapes of the planet. So wherever you are, you can find different landscapes that remind you different parts of the planet. And all these
Wow.
parts are in Crete. So if you go to East Crete, you see a more moon-like area. Here where I live in Chania, it's more forests and olives. You know, in different places it's different. And it's very famous, Crete, about its caves and gorges as well. There are a lot of fantastic gorges and caves. We're going to visit some of them during our retreat here. And you know, in Europe there is the biggest deep cave in Europe, which is 1200 meters into the earth.
Wow.
We have
You're
we
really
have a
into the earth.
connection. Yeah, we have a connection with the speleologist this Tuesday about this kind of cave. So there are many, many, and the Minoan people, the Minoans, because they were honoring Mother Earth, they used to have their sanctuaries also inside these caves. So you, in some of the caves we go, they have found artifacts of sanctuaries where the ancient people, the Minoans, were honoring Mother Earth. So it's not only a cave; it is connected with this civilization.
Absolutely. And now that you're saying yes, it's also not a wonder that in this dUr-Rna tour, the intention is to bring more of the seventh element on Earth, dUr-Rna, and it's a force, a creation force, something that it's going to help us to create a new humanity and uh, give birth to a new civilization through not just one continent, because through the tour I'm unifying already America and I'm unifying the other ones, and then it come New Zealand comes later. But my point is that it's unifying, and the places are very well to allow us to have a new beginning, to rise a new consciousness, to rise a new humanity. I think I was not, till I met you, Sotiris, I was not aware of all that potential. I just received information. You have to go here, here, and here, and here. And then I say, okay, I'll go
Well,
here, 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 here. And this is fantastic. I love it.
you know, my grandmother was from Crete. I lived many years in London and in Athens, and I had a very big call a few years ago to come to Crete. I realized, as I told you, that there is a big call from Mother Earth here for high awakened and conscious people to visit the place. There is this activation already happening, so this event that we're going to do together as well is very important with all of you who is coming. There is a call from this island, so you're going to feel it when you come here. Really
I
powerful,
feel it.
and this cannot be only expressed with words, you know, only we can feel about this.
We can only buzz it like bees. It's like, oh, yes.
Exactly.
And we can just say Z, yes. How do you say yes in Greek?
Ναι, ναι,
Ne. So, ne. You have to
ναι,
feel the ne.
ναι, and the bee in Greek also is called Melissa. Melissa.
Mm.
And when Zeus, the god of Olympus, Zeus, you know Zeus,
Nope.
Dias, he was born here in Crete, of course. The god of the gods was born in Crete. We're going to visit his cave as well.
Oh,
And
oh, okay.
Melissa, the bee, was a goddess. And the
Mm.
goddess bee was feeding him with honey. So it was Amalthea, which was a goat. He was giving him milk, and also it was the bee who was Melissa who was giving him honey. And that's why it's very important also with Crete the bee, because Melissa was feeding the god of the gods.
With
And we're
honey.
gonna visit this cave with honey. Yes, it
It's
is said
amazing.
that honey it's ambrosia and nectar. You know,
Hmm.
in the Olympus mountain, the gods of Greeks they were fed with ambrosia and nectar. The ambrosia was like a food, and the nectar
Hmm.
was like a drink. And they say that the ingredients
Mm.
of ambrosia and nectar was the honey.
I totally believe it. There's no doubt about it. It's 100%. And you mentioned something which I believe that it's going to happen. This is part of what's happening in this inner retreat, in this celebration, in this inner wedding that we're having, is that we are awakening in us the bee priestess, the bee magician, beyond gender, something beyond that. It's like a cosmic mother nourishing the God within. So, as Melissa nourishing Zeus, in that moment, we're going to be able to nourish ourselves, our divinity, our God, goddess within ourselves. Oof. I want to
And so it
go.
is. And
Amazing.
so it is.
Amazing. Yes. Yes. So it's really an invitation for anybody who feels the call, to feel the buzz, to feel, yes, I want to be in this celebration. I want to celebrate my inner wedding in Crete. I want to nourish myself of this nectar from the center of the creation. I want to create the new cosmic order. I want to merge myself with my divinity. I want to create the new civilization on the planet. This is for you. And it's going to be very profound, very beautiful, and I think also very fun because it has to be part of a new civilization, a new humanity to bring joy to to this process of ascension, right?
Of course. And the period of time we're gonna do this retreat is the ideal period here in Crete. You know, late September is really nice here.
Ooh.
So
So
we're
it's
gonna
going to
have
be
a nice
beautiful
time.
too.
Yes, yes.
So if you're interested, go around. There are some links to go. You can go and see if you have questions and a little bit more details. Then you have there the contact of Sotiris and how to organize. What we're going to do is then you can put details. We're going to have meeting points, the first part on one side, then the second part on the other side. But all those details, as soon as you say yes and you have a bit of questions, go ahead. And also right now we as you could see, it's also a lot of logistics to organize for a group. So the sooner you just feel the call and go and do your reservation, because that allows us to give a better experience, not just for us, for everybody. So we can really make it work for everybody. So this is going to be absolutely fantastic and divine.
Exactly. And Marga, I'm gonna contact you as well. You send me a message. I see you here. And about what you asked me. And oh, I also put a link with my YouTube channel, which is not only related with Crete, it's related also with Greek civilization. I used to have in the past Hellenic culture non-profit organization. It was really interesting. We did amazing workshops about getting deep into the Greek culture and civilization. It's important to reconnect with the whole culture of Greece. Personally, I feel privileged to be Greek and be able to speak this language, which is very important as well, because the language awakens, makes this union in our brain. It is a cosmic language. Anyway, we'll have the time to discuss about this and when we meet here. Uh,
Fantastic.
and I'm going to share also with you some links to have a look. Some of these are in Greek, some are in English. You can get the feeling of
Oh,
it.
now technology. You just push a button and they make a translation. Sometimes are not perfect at the point, but you feel what's going on there. So that's
Exactly.
fantastic. And also, um, we are working, and when I say we, Sotiris is doing most of the investigation, is how to create also Cyprus. And just by talking today, Sotiris, I understood. Okay, we saying Crete, and the culture was the beginning of the European civilization. And in
Mhm.
Cyprus, we have also the Turkey civilization. And what we're doing there is we merging both of those beginnings. I have a very strong connection with Turkey, and there's so much information there. And Cyprus is going to offer us the after the wedding. We do the inner wedding, and I feel in Cyprus we're going to do the wedding with the cosmos. So first we're doing within ourselves and Gaia, and in Cyprus is when we are complete and celebrate. Well, let's do the next wedding celebration with the cosmos and bringing to cultures. And you were sharing with me already some very good information, and Sotiris is doing the details so we can offer you a very nice experience.
Yes, in Cyprus it will be a shorter trip. It will be 2.5 to 3 days maximum. And what you said, Lily, actually in Cyprus it is said that Aphrodite was born there. So after this holy union we're gonna do in Crete, then we're gonna get the child in Cyprus and give it to the cosmic the
Oh, that's
the
fantastic.
cosmos, and Aphrodite symbolizes colors and beauty, and we're gonna connect with the beauty without as an expression of our inner wedding, which will be a
Exactly.
child, Aphrodite, which is a goddess as well,
Wow. Oh, this is
Aphrodite.
getting better and better. I can't wait. So for Cyprus, you still need to give us a little bit more time. Be patient. So Tiris is working on it. So it makes sense because there is a little detail which has to do with the border. There is a border between Turkey and Greece in Cyprus within itself. So we're going to be doing activation in both sides. So we need to coordinate because we have to pass the border with all the blah 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 that needs to be done with
Exactly.
passport and So we need to go
We're gonna
through that.
stay. We're gonna stay in the Greek territory, but we're gonna pass to the Turkish one day, and then we need to. They check all the passports, So I'm looking for someone who can get us through with no problems and this kind of stuff. That's why I delay a little bit, but it will come as well.
Divine
It's not far
timing,
away
divine
from here as
timing.
well. Exactly.
So there's going to be the intention was said that we end the inner retreat in on the Thursday, and the intention is then maybe Saturday and Sunday or something. You'll know. The idea is that it's going to be a conclusion, and in Cyprus is also the merging of all other places I've been in the Mediterranean. So it makes so much sense what you're saying because then it's the burn of the of our cosmic expression here on earth. Oh, I got shivers.
Aphrodite. Aphrodite. Another
Oh,
goddess.
another goddess within ourselves. This is going to be so much fun. So thank you so much. So it is also I say again thank you to Marco for making it happen, for the connection, and thank you for
Thank
saying
you
yes.
to Marco too, and I may speak to him soon, and we connect as well. And everybody who needs any information, I'll put the links. You share the links, and I will be glad to help any questions they may have.
That's fantastic. So, see you very soon because time passes fast. And remember, feel the call, go and resurf so you can have a better experience and make it easier for us to organize it for you. So, have a
Exactly.
beautiful evening, a beautiful day, and let's go to Crete and Cyprus. Thank you so
Bye bye,
much.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.